I thought this day will not have any surprises, that everything will be going smoothly, because it was an important day for me to make sure that my client is happy and we can on that day finalize the important process for my client, and to make sure that all the dots are crossed. I sat down on my couch with the laptop on my legs, and decided to make sure that everything is going as planned. All of a sudden, there was some urge for me to stand up. However, I decided to first put my laptop on the side and then stand up from my comfy couch. The next thing I know, before I could even realize what is happening, I'm flying through my living room and diving to land on the floor, and attempting to somehow create some position that it's not so damaging, and I cannot hold to anything because there wasn't much to be able to hold to, and also that soft carpet will create that soft landing for me and will not create a lot of damage to my body, and I will land in certain way that it will not create some broken bones or bruises. So it happened, and okay, I accepted my fate and ready to stand up, and guess what, I couldn't feel my body. And that was a pretty scary moment, when I'm like, what the heck is happening? All of a sudden, some thoughts rushing through my mind, how I will figure it out to move, to get to my phone, to possibly contact somebody. I was away from my phone, I was away from my laptop, nobody was at home. It was really a scary moment, to like all of a sudden, like, wow, like even bigger, because, well, I promised to be in a person appointment, and accepting the fact that I might not be making it, because I didn't know how long I will be laying there, and was getting much closer to that appointment. And with humbling myself and experience that inner peace within, somehow I I regained the strength in my body. I regained the feelings of my body, and I was free to go and able to stand up and go on with my day. It was definitely a very humbling experience. It happened actually years ago, and I went to my appointment, was able to support my client and possibly share some highlights of that experience, and being extra grateful that actually uh, that humbling experience uh, it was happening in just the moments and not days, and created a need for more healing and recovery from the experience, from the physical recovery, mental, emotional, and spiritual recovery. That was some quick moments that that create that humbleness, and I felt like I passed the test. I passed, learned my lesson, and was free to go, and free go with my life. However, I'm only human, and there were more humbling moments over the years, and some even came with more intensity, to experience more of that humility, and more and learning that there is a reason for compassion, even though it felt like the compassion is not something it gets to be, as a powerful and strong woman, be practiced too much, especially for myself, because I get to be of service to others, and I can somehow create that humbling and having compassion for other people, but creating that to myself was another story, and didn't realize, and those experiences were teaching me that it's okay to actually experience the humbling moment, that it's okay to give myself compassion, to see that through difference, that there is a greater gain than just some material gain when we humbling ourselves, where we give ourselves compassion, we gaining the access to our true power, to living our legacy now, and not just attempting to leave one behind, to keep sacrificing, to keep surviving for the benefits of others. It's our life. We get to live it. We get to live that to the full every single day of our life, and coming to those realizations that we have less regrets on our deathbed, that we actually live life worth living, not just for our own desires, but also fulfillment in our life, to be of that through service. And apparently, we somehow interpreted that it's not possible to include ourselves in our own lives. It has to be the humbling. It has to be just keep self-sacrificing ourselves for the benefits of the others. And especially as women in mid-age, visionary women, heart center women, paying the price of all those years of that self-abandonment, and burning out to the crisp on multiple occasions, and maybe even experiencing those humbling moments, however choosing to go back to what felt more comfortable, what felt more familiar, to keep moving, to keep surviving, and hoping that one day you get to that thriving moments, and will be able to make that difference through really just pushing, and sometimes even when that pushing wasn't enough, coming from some manipulation and desperation, to get to some results, to see, to prove to yourself that you can create some results. And when you even got through all that ordeal, and you created some results, you weren't happy. You felt that's what you're striving for, to experience more of that ease, more of that happiness, more of that joy, and somehow you didn't, because you were exhausted. You self-sacrifice yourself and burn yourself to the point that it felt empty, it didn't feel fulfilling. And start with the mid-age, start realizing that it's there got to be a different way to return to your true power, and to really create that true legacy, and not just let other enjoy your legacies when you pass away, but actually experience that legacy now on a daily basis, and feel fulfilled, and feel that you actually making a difference for yourself, and making a true difference for others. And that's it. That's who we are as a visionary and heart center women and leaders, who want that authenticity, who want a different experience in our life. Our power is rising, and we want to use our power for good, and to make that true difference for others and ourselves. So that's that difference between attempting to humbling yourself for benefits of others, and really humbling yourself, that you feel that humbling and compassion to yourself, that you could share that with the others. That's the real difference in experience of that through and experience that secret of the true power, when you coming from your true power, and not giving your power to other people, because they can take it, and they not you, and can create some desperation and manipulation, and you feel that you get to kind of accept that, and sometimes to the point that you feel like, okay, if I'm giving my power and other people coming from desperation and manipulation, I don't have a choice. I cannot just keep humbling myself, but possibly I get to resolve to some manipulation or some desperation to gain something, to achieve some results, because you might be attempting to survive. The times right now are getting harder to find. To uncover things that you so used to, that maybe your business is not working the way that it used to work, that you get to kind of consider some other options, and the business is extension of you. So well, maybe you're actually ready for your next level of expansion, and in order to expand the business again. Otherwise you get to somehow face some hard truth, to consider letting go of the business and start from scratch somewhere else, or considering other alternative options. So or maybe when you considering stepping more to your true power, there is a chance to save what you already created, and it's just some kind of restructuring will be enough to continue that journey, to show to yourself that you can return to your true nature of being humble and compassionate human being, and standing in your true power, and using your voice for good, living your legacy, and making an impact for yourself and others. That's kind of connections that you get to experience to on the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual level, to be of that in that capacity, to create what you actually want to create, and you possibly puzzling why it's not happening for you. So I'm sharing that secret. That's how you get to go about it, and who I am to know about those things. Well, I experienced a lot of humbling moments. The one that I share that created that humbleness. There were some others, and yes, definitely, you possibly experience those humbling moments. And yes, possibly you were returning only human, and returning to more comfortable situation that felt familiar. And at some point, you recognize that there is more to it, that the experiences intensify to the point to paying more attention, to awaken yourself, to expand your presence more, to realize that it's not just about the material gain, but there is a more to experience in the life. And I'm not saying that there's something wrong to have the material gain. Is when it's becoming that driving force that can lead you to some manipulation, lead you to desperation, because it's never enough, and you judging all of a sudden yourself, pushing yourself even more, because you feel that whatever you achieve, you cannot just accept that. You cannot even celebrate yourself too much. You just have to keep going. You just have to keep going, to keep striving, to keep achieving. And at some point, especially mid-age, you start recognizing what all that for. It doesn't feel like very fulfilling moments, and you want to simplify things in your life. You don't no longer feel like running on somebody else's schedules, and on somebody else's demands, but you really want to be true to yourself more. You want your own schedule. And that's the reason you actually went to the business and learned over the years that you're wearing all the hats, and maybe develop some system to ease the growing pains of running the business and wearing all the hats, or maybe even hire some team members to support you in the expansion of your business, and realizing that you still giving too much power away to be able to move forward. And it's time to recognize that it doesn't have to be that way, that you get to actually return back to you, to your true power, and using your voice and create even bigger impact and for yourself and for the others. You get to include yourself in that. That's the only way to really thriving in your life and really experience those beautiful fruits of your labors, where they feel fulfilled, that they sweet, that they really create a lot of joy, a lot of love, a lot of peace, a lot of light and compassion for you and for others. So that's the reason I sharing about those, because I know that I'm not alone experiencing those, and I'm looking for some beautiful, powerful, visionary, and heart-centered women to co-create together in more of that authentic and conscious community, where we can expand our presence together, where we can live our legacies together, where we can celebrate together and with each other, and making that bigger difference for ourselves, and also bring that more difference to our communities, our families, our clients, our friends, and really living the life worth living. So if you feel that this is something that you really would love to co-create together, I'm inviting you to schedule some time together, and we can see how we can expand our presence and co-create something amazing together to expand our presence. I share in the description a link to my website. There are links there where you can book time, schedule time. You can also reach out to me, and we can also see if there's some other times that might be available to connect and explore if there is a possibility to co-create by standing in that true power and living the legacy, our legacies now, and making a difference for ourselves and for others. So that's what it's all about, and I know that you really start recognizing that, and would love something more of that authentic, to build that immunity against what is still going on in this world. And so you're not alone building. And I know that for us in mid-age, we so used to being so independent, and feeling like we get to, as a business owner, to take care of everything, and taking care of our teams. However, coming together in the community where we somehow recognizing things that have some like-minded and more open heart, we can really create a bigger difference in our lives and lives of others. So if you, the person, reach out, I'd love to connect with you and explore the possibilities that can create more of that awakening for both and all of us. Like, I want that to do in more intimate group, not just individual, but more of the few of those leaders where we can really expand more of that. So that's the message for today. That's that true power, and the difference when we can experience that through humility. And there is a connection. That example that I shared at the beginning is for me to experience. And I know that possibly if you go back to some humbling moments that you experience, that's what's about, to experience the humbling moment, to experience that connection between the mental, emotional, physical and spiritual, um, to really to really experience those humbling moments and finding more of that compassion. And the journey is ongoing. I even declare for 2026 the word of divine compassion. And I also experienced a bunch of other humbling experiences last year that were very intense and got me to actually consider that word of divine compassion for this year, because that's what they were all about when I was more connecting more to myself and connecting with my spirit, extracting from those experiences that it's to bring more of that true compassion and humility. And that's why of declaring that word of a divine compassion in 2026, and already experienced some interesting experiences. And when I feel reminded about those words, it helped me to redirect myself to from some chaos that I'm experiences, and bringing more of that humility and harmony within, and more of that and to be able to share more of that humility, compassion, and harmony with others. We are having that responsibility to ourselves and for others. So let's rise together and expand our presence. And looking forward to connecting with you very soon. At this point, sending so much love, joy, peace, light, and compassion to you. Feel free to subscribe to the channel to know when I'm coming live. Put some comments to also create more visibility for the content, and possibly sharing if it feels that it's you know of somebody in your life that may be of support, or maybe looking for those spaces, some amazing, powerful, visionary, heart-centered women who are looking for those authentic and conscious spaces. So thank you for sharing that message, or pointing that to somebody in your life that feel that might be looking for those spaces. And until next time, take care.